Hey everybody, and happy holidays. I wanted to just jump on here real quick and talk about something that I have been really thinking about lately, and it is secondary trauma, okay, and vicarious trauma. So just roll with me for a minute. Earlier this week, I'm scrolling through Facebook. I had the Facebook app on my phone, scrolling through it, and it was just nothing but bad stuff. Horrible acts of violence in the news and on community posts, and all sorts of things being shared and posted by family and friends. And then on top of it, reading people's comments about things and seeing how ignorant, mean, and hateful people can be. We have become so used to using electronics and social media, and we talk all the time about how unhealthy and dangerous it is for young children and teenagers. But we have to realize it is just as harmful to us adults. When you are doom scrolling, just wasting hours scrolling through social media because it's so easily accessible on your phone, you are being exposed to things over and over again, and we don't always realize the impact that it is having on our emotions, especially when you're scrolling along, just trying to find those cute puppy and kitty videos, or trying to find the next recipe to try out, and all of a sudden this horrible news headline is there. You can't escape it. You are forced to look at it. You are forced to read it. And that can create the secondary trauma when we are exposed over and over and over again to the horrific events that are going on in our world and in our neighborhoods. We have to learn to disconnect as adults. Yes, it's important to be informed, but it is also important to know when you need to disconnect. And that's what I decided to do. As I deleted my app from my phone, and now I'm just going to access Facebook on my computer. I'm not getting rid of Facebook altogether. I am just setting my own limits and boundaries and how I access it, because it's going to take me a lot longer to get on my computer and access it than it would be just to be sitting on my couch grabbing my phone. And I'm saying this because this is the time of year everyone starts thinking about New Year's resolutions and making changes. So take a time to evaluate how you as an adult is being emotionally impacted by your doom scrolling. And are you going to have to make some changes? Does not mean getting rid of social media altogether, but setting boundaries and limits for yourself, and if that is something you're doing for your children, what a great and amazing way to role model that you can go and live your day-to-day life without having your phone in your hand. Because kids see that, they're like, okay, you set limits for me and you're not following it. So be an example. Talk to your kids about how social media might be impacting you. And it might not just be social media. When we think about for us Gen Xers, the news was on at like 7 a.m., 5 p.m., and 11 p.m. Now we have news channels on 24/7. You get news everywhere, YouTube, everywhere. And again, the repeated videos, the repeated barrage of the same horrific events over and over again, whether we want to acknowledge it or not, can have significant impacts on our emotional responses over time. And that is the vicarious and secondary trauma that we are experiencing, because we are secondary witnesses to what is happening in the world, even though it's not impacting us. So take a break, disconnect, make changes, and gain control over what is coming in front of you. Because I got to the point this week where I'm like, I can't deal with it anymore. It was that upsetting. I'm like, I just can't, because it was making me anxious. It was making me angry. And, you know, I took control, and I'm limiting my access for my own mental health. So let's discuss about it, and let me know how you might be making a change, or how you see news and social media impacting your life.